I think it was just kind of the general zeitgeist. People in the 1800s did not believe that whites and blacks were equal. Basically, nobody thought that. And he saw slavery as morally wrong, but he believed that the racial differences made equality just impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So he assured white voters that he didn't support, social or political equality between blacks and whites. So colonization was a way to free the enslaved, but also reduce racial conflict and serve a greater good.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand that there was a fear among white people that freed blacks could be a violent force.
Yeah.
So just like going back in the early 19th century, you have the Haitian Revolution, which was started out as a giant slave revolt, where a lot of the white French owners were killed.
Yep. You
have Nat Turner, where Nat Turner was I forget the death toll. It was something 50 to 100 people were killed. It was very brutal, the Nat Turner rebellion.
Yep.
Like, they were killing children, they were killing civilians, they essentially just declared a race war against like the local white population there.
Yeah.
And it was like horrific acts were performed.
Right.
And then a horrific retaliation were performed from whites against blacks.
That's
so
right.
A lot of blacks who were were not slaves, that were not involved in the Nat Turner rebellion or massacre. And the Nat Turner situation showed that a violent slave uprising could happen in America.
Right.
You also had like John Brown, the John Brown situation, where he was killing hostages, and a lot of these people. And this is a topic for another day, but they kind of took like this kind of religious element to it. Like, they were both Nat Turner and John Brown. They thought that God was speaking directly to them to do this, to set them free.
Yeah.
But just to pull this back, in the decades before the Civil War, the black population in the U.S. had reached about 4.5 million people. So it was about 14% of the U.S. population.
Right.
Now, imagine there's 800,000 young black men of fighting age, and that's an estimate,
right.
Like 800,000. But like, it's kind of reasonable to assume that there's could be up to 1 million young black slaves, between the ages of 16 to 40 who could fight.
Right.
And
at least.
Yeah, at least. And they're hardened by years of labor. They're they're shaped by a life of survival. They know the land because they've been working it. They've been clearing forest and draining swamps and planting the fields. And to many whites, that number was apocalyptic. What if Nat Turner times 1,000 happens,
right?
Or Haiti on American soil happens, and that was like a lot of the underpinnings prior to the prior to the Civil War. That was like a big fear among the white population, even prior to the war.
It's a reasonable fear to people in captivity. Eventually they might bite back. Yeah,
it's kind of like the situation. I compare the occupation of the Palestinians by the Israelis, because now at this point, it's we realistically couldn't include them in a country, because after all the shit we did to them, they're going to hate us so much. Like, there can never be a peace. Like, that would end our state completely.
That's the Israeli line of thinking.
Granted them citizenship.
That's the Israeli line of thinking, to be clear, right?
Well, yeah, that's their justification, but it does make sense in their point of view. Like, how could you, after everything that's been done to these people, how could you bring them into society and not have like this massive case of resentment? And it's not like these people are going to automatically become like have equal footing than
for sure
their Jewish counterparts.
You're
talking about having
it's a reasonable line of thought, right? Like, I can see how they come to those conclusions, but like, hindsight being